I now ask unanimous consent to consider en bloc the following bills that do not have amendments: H.R. 659 and H.R. 4446. Is there any objection to either of these bills being included in the en bloc? Hearing no objection, so ordered. The clerk shall report the bills.
En bloc number 2.
The bills were circulated in advance pursuant to committee rules, and I ask that the reading of the bills be dispensed with and without objection, so ordered. Does any member wish to speak on any of the bills included in the en bloc? Seeing none. I now recognize Ranking Member Takano for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the bills considered en bloc, H.R. 659 and H.R. 4446, be reported favorably to the House.
There is a motion to favorably report the bill included in en bloc to the House of Representatives. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, and the bill is favorably reported to the House.
Mr. Chairman, pursuant to House Rule 11, Clause 2, I give notice of intent to file minority supplemental, additional, or dissenting views on H.R. 659 and H.R. 4446.
Without objection. I now ask unanimous consent to consider an en bloc the PACT Act and fiscal year 2025 lease resolutions. Hearing no objection, so ordered. The clerk shall report the lease resolutions.
En bloc number 3.
The resolutions were circulated in advance and pursuant to committee rules. I ask that the reading of the resolutions be dispensed with and without objection, so ordered. Does any member wish to speak on the resolutions included in the en bloc?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Ranking Member.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. I'm glad that we're moving forward today to approve VA's fiscal year 2025 and PACT Act major medical leases authorizations. These leases will provide crucial access to VA healthcare services for veterans across the country. Thanks to the PACT Act, Congress streamlined the lease approval process, turning what used to be a frustrating and time-consuming bottleneck into a more efficient exercise. This means that approving the leases and making sure veterans get access to new clinics in their communities is much, much quicker than it was previously. These leases reflect collaboration across parties, chambers, and committees, exactly the kind of bicameral, bipartisan cooperation that we need more of. But I would be remiss if I didn't raise a troubling exception that risks undermining that spirit. Those with sharp eyes will notice that these lease resolutions are all identical to those that have passed the Senate Veterans Affairs Committee and Environment and Public Works Committee, and with one very notable exception. The one lease in this package for a new community-based outpatient clinic in Plano, Texas, was altered at the last minute. This unilateral change was not communicated in advance to any of the other committees involved in this decision before the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee approved it on June 11th. It was not discussed among House and Senate Veterans Affairs Committee staff as part of a collaborative attempt to find a solution. It was not immediately clear whether the significant consequences of this change had been fully understood before moving forward. I understand that members of Congress may want to exert influence over where facilities land in their district, but there's a responsible way to do that, through coordination and inter-committee cooperation, not by unilateral decisions from one corner that will derail and delay progress for veterans. This isn't just a matter of process. This is about consequences and delays for veterans. Unfortunately, making this change in the way my majority colleagues went about it will significantly delay progress on procurement and access to a leased facility for veterans in Plano. I understand arguments that it is important to make sure facilities are constructed in the best location from the beginning. However, there is a way to accomplish that, and that way is not to wait until the last minute to engage and be the last corner to take action and create a process whereby member offices can earmark a location for facilities in their district as long as they are okay with disrupting the procurement process and delaying access to care for veterans. These are rare opportunities for bicameral bipartisanship. Let me just say it again. These are very rare opportunities for bicameral, bipartisan cooperative action in our current environment. Approving these crucial leases should have been one such opportunity. But when one corner decides that they know best and chooses to move forward without communicating and without cooperating, that opportunity is wasted. Now, I want to be clear. I support approving these leases today. We cannot allow one bad process to delay dozens of urgently needed facilities. But unfortunately, veterans in Plano who would have had access to a new VA clinic next year will now likely face a delay of at least 10 months, maybe more, as VA has to start over its procurement process due to this change. I'm also concerned that despite being aware of this delay, our Republican colleagues have chosen to continue on this path, and I sincerely hope this does not become precedent. Veterans deserve better. Again, despite my concerns, I will support these lease resolutions today to ensure that those without changes are approved as soon as possible, and I yield back.
I appreciate the ranking member's concern, but VA resources must follow the veteran, not the other way around. The delineated area from the lease for Plano, Texas meets the veterans where they are. Yes, we are specifying where VA should build a new outpatient clinic. That is Congress's job. We are making sure money goes to veterans, not a party-used or empty building. So with that, I now recognize the ranking member for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the resolutions considered en bloc, the fiscal year 2025 and PACT Act VA major medical leases authorizations, be adopted by the committee.
There is a motion to approve the resolution included in the en bloc. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, and the lease resolutions are approved. Thank you, member.
Pursuant to clause 11, there's no committee.
No committees, okay.
No.
The members should be advised we're going to go into a brief recess to set up the recording vote systems, and that all members are being advised to get back here to committee for the votes, and we'll have to also get some out of other committees where other committees are voting, where they're at.